everyone, I'm Rex and welcome back to another Train Sim World roadmap video. Today I'll be going over the May roadmap article for Train Sim World 6, which at the time of recording was released a couple of days ago. So yes, the plan is to cover each of the new and upcoming routes, DLCs and featured patches to Train Sim World 6, including some screenshots from the article, some community spotlights, and of course, my opinions towards the end. Feel free to leave a comment on what your favourite part of the roadmap is, and let's get into the video. Okay, so Train Sim 6 May roadmap, what to expect, my thoughts and opinions. So we'll be looking at the roadmap first, which is highlighting a lot coming in the 0 to 3 months category. So we have a few in here, but I'll mainly be looking at the improvements area, which we still have the mild Mainline Richmond extensions to come. We also have a thing on blade textures and optimizations, and of course PS5 add-on mounting support. There isn't a lot in the further down the line release date to be continued. That has now shrunk because obviously the 0 to 3 months has increased with the amount of DLCs that is coming, so not too bad. Okay, so content up ahead, what to expect from Dovetail Games. This is already released, but this is the GBR Class 802. I'm not going to go too much into this one because obviously I can imagine the ambassadors and other content creators have covered the GBR 802 already, but you can expect this to be on Epic's Game Store, Steam, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5 for $4.99, €6 and $6 basically. So not too bad. We've got 2 or 3 pictures on them. Yeah, I think 3. Yeah, here we are, of the GBR 802. I'll be honest with you, I've not bought this DLC. I'm kind of in between two thoughts for this, so I'm not entirely sure whether I should grab this or not, but we'll probably follow that one up at a later date. Anyways, Train Sim World partner programs, what to expect from third-party devs. So, we have some news about West Coast Mainline Trent Valley from All About Simulations coming soon. So, whilst we don't have anything to share with you on this roadmap, the release isn't too far away on this add-on. Refresh your memories with the Seasons of Reveals and February and March roadmaps, and we hope to have more information for you on release date later this month. So it's nice to know that this is actually coming soon. It's not too far away as well. It's a shame they didn't have any screenshots though, because I would have much liked to have seen some last-minute dev photos before they announced release date, but it's okay because, you know, we then have the Cargo Line Volume 6 from Skyhook Games, which also doesn't have any screenshots. So you might have noticed a new entry to the roadmap in the latest of Skyhook Games, Cargo Line Packs, and the German flag alongside it, making it the first time it'll feature German content. We'll tantalise you with that for now, but we'll have more information for you in the build-up to release. That sounds very interesting indeed. Okay, so we're moving on to announcing Thames Valley branches from Incredible Trains. So this DLC is a first for Johannes, featuring 3 independent and unconnected branch lines, all diverging from the Great Western Main Line. So these branch lines are the Windsor branch line, which is 2 miles or 4.5 kilometres, the Marlow branch line, which is 7 miles or 11.5 kilometres, and the Henley branch line, which is the 4.5 miles or 7.2 kilometres long line. So each branch offers its own distinct character and operating style. Operationally, the Marlow branch stands out in particular, where services reverse mid-journey at Barn End before continuing towards Marlow. This branch also features a fully modelled and interactive token system, adds a new unique and authentic operational challenge. That's interesting. So across the 3 routes, the DLC introduces 11 stations. We'll go through those 11 stations in a moment. All 3 lines are set in the scenic Thames Valley, just west of London, with multiple crossings of the River Thames, providing a distinctive and picturesque backdrop. So that is actually interesting. If you want to read the rest of it, you can do. You can pause the video at any time, but we will be moving over to the Thames Valley branches, where it's going to be on the Great Western Express. You can see here we've got Henley on Thames, Ship Lake, I think it is, Wargrave and Twyford. So you can see the red line there. We have the Marlow branch, which is Marlow, Barn End, Cookham, Plat and Maidenhead, which is the yellow line there. Obviously, the blue line is the River Thames. And of course, the static lines is the Great Western Main Line. And of course, we have the Windsor branch, which is between Slough and Winster and Elton Central. So very small branches these are, but they cover quite a bit of an area that, well, we've always wanted to explore beyond the borders of the Great Western Express. Now we can, in a way, so I can't wait for this one. We have some lovely screenshots from them as well, from the roadmap. I've only included 4 here. I don't know if there was any more than 4, but these ones I thought were the best ones to include because they look amazing, especially the one with the turbo on a single line going through all that thick forest. It's just nice. It really is. Okay, moving on to the BNSF GP60M locomotive from High Iron Simulations, coming soon. So it will be included as built and with free rebuild controls, and it will be joined in the pack by its cable assister, the GP60B, and modern articulated spine intermodal car. This month we'd like to share more details on the pack action gameplay. The service timetable features over 60 end-to-end mainline runs, and cement train services operate between San Bernardino, Victorville, Oro Grande, and Barnstow. Fair enough. The Barnstow switching layer from the Cajon Pass timetable is included. Union Pacific services are recreated as a layer of owners of the Sherman Hill route. These include 8 end-to-end runs via trackage rights over the BNSF and 8 shorter runs on the UP's Palmdale cutoff. Sorry, I couldn't read that there. The BNSF GP60M is the primary power on select services, but is also used in place of the ES44C4 on several services. The GP60M can also substitute for the BNSF SD40-2 on locals. That's interesting. The BNSF ES44C4 Cajon Pass is the primary motive power for many mainline trains and can substitute by the BNSF SD70ACE. The Santa Fe C40-8W and locomotives from railroads, including NS or CSX, can also substitute for the ES44C4s. All right. Along with this robust services timetable, the pack will feature 4 scenarios on the Cajon Pass route and 4 bonus scenarios on the San Bernardino route. Together, the scenarios deliver experiences ranging from hustling priority intermodal traffic across Cajon Pass to challenging industry switching duties on the San Bernardino route. So we have 3 pictures here of the best ones, so take a look at them. Of course, the High Iron Simulations team are happy to report that the loco will be ready for release very soon, so keep an eye on Dovetail Live or our community spaces for details on a release date. So if you are interested in this, keep your eyes out for this one releasing soon. Alright, so we'll move on to the next one that High Iron Simulations are building, which is the Southern Pacific R Lines from High Iron Simulations. So we are excited to provide work-in-progress images of one of the most important and distinctive types of rolling stock on the route, the side dump or gondolas. These cars, constructed by Mega Car Corp in 1959, were the workhorses of the Hayden branch during the SP era. Interesting, and many remain in service today, carrying tons of copper ore from mine to smelter. As created for the route, the car will be fully interactive. That sounds good. I like the fact that they've provided 2, well, I've provided 2 screenshots on here. There was, I think, 2 more, but these I thought were the best ones because it really shows where the wagons can be found and what they look like. So that is actually pretty good. Okay, so we move on to Tadami Line, which is the Aizu to Wakamatsu from Union Workshop. I'm sorry if I pronounced that terribly wrong. Same with Cajon Pass, I'm sorry about that. Not very good at pronouncing foreign places, but with Cajon Pass, it's just basically figuring out the right pronunciation for it. Anyways, we have a short but exciting update from Union Workshop on their development of the Tadami Line add-on. We've been provided screenshots of their work on creating region-specific passengers and drivers, which will be appearing across the route as you ride through the gorgeous greenery and radiant rivers. So I've only included 2 screenshots here, but these include the people and, of course, the driver, which I thought was very important. And I hope that I've included the right screenshots here. Okay, so moving on to the West Coast Main Line, Crewe to Preston from Just Trains. So this development update for the Crewe to Preston route features an in-depth screenshot presentation of the upcoming Class 86-4 and a new MK1 or Mark 1, RBR and Mark 2D and Mark 2E coach and stock. The below screenshots cover all the included variants of each. So, the Class 86-4 locomotives were used as mixed traffic variants of the classes, seen split across freight, mail and passenger workings. Unlike the 86-2, the 86-4 is capable of working in multiple, so can be found working freight trains in tandem with other 86-4s and 87s if you own Preston's Carlisle route. These include heavy steel trains and Freightliner services. A variety of locomotive variants are included, each accurate to early 1987 for our 1986-7 timetables, so 1986 or 1987 timetables. The spreadsheet linked below illustrates all of these in details for each locomotives. Obviously, this is probably taken from their articles on the Just Trains website, so it's worth having a look from there. Coach and stock, further BR Mark 1s and Mark 2 rolling stocks will be included with the Crewe Preston route. This includes a Mark 1 NEA, Mark 1 RBR, Mark 2E TSO and Mark 2D BFK and FK. The images below show in detail the Mark 2s and the Mark 1 RBR, which of course features a fully stocked buffet counter. If you own the Preston to Carlisle and Class 86-2 DLC, you will find widely varied consists, each one aligned to its real-life counterpart from the 1986 to 1987 timetable. So unfortunately, on the roadmap article itself, the in-cab look of the 86-4 was the only thing I could find. Obviously, I could have gone to the Just Trains website, but at the time, I didn't actually really think about this, so unfortunately, you're going to have to make do with this image for now. We will now move on to the other thing that Just Trains is working on, which is the Cumbrian course between Carlisle and Whitehaven. So, in our first in-development update for the Cumbrian course, Carlisle to Whitehaven, we take a brief look at the Dalston station area and a further view of the deep valley between Maryport and Aspatria. Work continues pace on scenery and the Class 108 DMU, which will be included with the route. Really, really cool. I can't remember if they did have any pictures on it. I haven't included it on, obviously, this. So if there was a picture on it, I'll hopefully try and dig it out at some point. Anyways, we'll be moving on to the Nectalbahn, which is the Heidelberg to Neckarels from TSG. So I'm not going to read too much about this, but it is an interesting route for German content for sure. There's like 2 slides on this, so feel free to pause if you like, but I am going to read a highlighted detail, which is, if I can just find it, we also fix a bug where the automatic fireman couldn't operate the injector controls. This was necessary because we moved away from the debug firing mode on the BR23. So it sounds like they're changing a few modes with this. Obviously, I haven't read this properly, as you can tell, so you'll probably be able to gain a better understanding of this. But it sounds like this is going to be a really, really good DLC to have. And obviously you can pause the second slide now because we're on the second slide if you want to read through it. I do want to read this last 3 paragraph though. Finally, we are looking at some injector changes to improve their behaviour as we are using them this time. Additionally, we need to add support for feed water heaters, which the BR23 and a lot of German locomotives are fitted with. Overall, we hope these changes should address a lot of the feedback with previous content, especially the steam generation and lack of AI chuff sounds. We are of course open to more changes should time permit. Additionally, we have started to do sound recordings at the museum at Darmstadt. which sounds really good. The fact that they're getting in real life recordings, that's what you want to see. That's what you want to hear, if I'm being honest. So their BR23042 is actually operated on the Nectal band, so it's the perfect machine to record. So it sounds like they're also recording a real-life locomotive that not only has real-life recordings, but has run on the route that they are making as well. So that is really good. So here we got a picture of it. Also, the graphs of the temperature, the coal burn rate, and the steam generation that they were talking about in those two slides. So if you want to pause now and look at them and flick between the two, you can do. But we are now moving on to the Malmö extension from Incredible Trains. So this is from Johannes. Along the route, the line crosses the Great Western Main Line, where players will encounter AI traffic, including Class 345 Elizabeth Line services and Great Western Railway Class 802 intercity trains. The route also interacts with the London Underground at several points, bringing additional atmosphere through passing AI tube services. The extension will include 5 new stations. So this is Acton Central, South Acton, Gunnersbury, New Gardens and Richmond. I don't know if I've said Gunnersbury properly. Obviously, if you want to put down what it actually sounds like in the comments below, you are more than welcome to. I will reply to that as well. So a standout operation feature of the extension is the traction power changeover at Acton Central. Transitioning from 25 kilovolts AC overhead line equipment to 750 VC-DC third rail, adding an extra layer of realism to operations. Oh, so you get a chance to switch between overhead and third rail and back again when you go back the way. I like the sound of that. For players who own both the Class 484 and Great Western Express, a Riskin version of the Class 484 representing District Line stock will be available to drive between Richmond and Gunnersbury, expanding gameplay variety on the route. Timetable work has also seen significant updates. The recently released Class 90 is now fully integrated as a substitute across all freight services. Passenger operations are also being expanded, with one full diagram on the Richmond timetable now operated by the Class 710, allowing owners of the Suffragette line to make regular use of the unit in service. So if they are including the Class 90 in this, hopefully the patches for the Class 90 are soon, because if not, this is going to make gameplay for the Class 90 really difficult for players out there, I will say. Rolling stock improvements continue as well. The Class 378 passenger interior has been upgraded with greater detail to better match the real unit, and cab night lighting has been enhanced for improved realism during evening and night operations. So let's have a look at the screenshots then. They look really nice. I've only included 3 here. I think there was about 3 or maybe more, I don't know, but I've included 3 here, so hopefully that is a good amount of screenshots. We now move to the Ryanair's band from Fuller's World. So they've provided some brand new screenshots of some of the more industrial style scenery of their upcoming Ryanair's band route. You might also be able to spot something that could lift your spirits if you were to see it on your drive, but it equally might just go over your head. Sorry. Okay, I'm not quite sure what that's talking about, but anyways, we have some good screenshots here. 2 pictures here. Really good. Really like that. So that's really good. Then we'll move on to the Libsyn Septool from Virtual VA 360. So we've got some more progress to share with you all. Our team has been busy working on the modelling and texturing of the EMU 3500, and work on it is almost complete. Below you can see some screenshots of the exterior and interior of the train, with the passenger information systems now working. The decals and the onboard announcements have been given to us by Vertigus, so you can expect real life announcements on the train, which is good. Once again, we thank you for your support shown. So here are some lovely screenshots here. I couldn't include them all, but I thought these ones were the most important. The bottom 2 shows the Vertigus train and the inside, whilst the top one shows the passenger view and, of course, the signalling equipment. If you want to pause now, you can do. Likewise, we'll be moving on to the additional add-ons in development stage. So we haven't got any updates to share this month for the following add-ons, but they are still progressing well with their with their respective development teams. We'll share more info on these soon. These add-ons are the BNSF Snoot Nose SD40-2 from Adamovic Productions, the Schneffelstrecke Nürnberg to Ingolstadt from Train Sim Germany, Freightliner BR Class 70 from All About Studios, and the DBR 420 from Train Sim Germany. Of course, no news doesn't mean progress has stopped, and we'll update you as soon as we have more to reveal. Okay, so that's quite a lot coming from third-party developers, which is really cool to think about. So let's have a look at the state of the game for May 2026. So we're looking at the add-on mountains and blurred textures. So the add-on mountain optimizations are ongoing. So work to support smarter content loading optimizations is continuing, lowering the size of dependent content with layered add-ons to avoid instances where certain content fails to load when crossing over these platform-based limitations. These improvements are primarily focused on PlayStation 5, which we see the greatest impact, and then will be worked to all other game platforms. So it sounds like they're going to be working on PlayStation 5 to begin with, and then once the optimizations are perfect for this, it'll go to the rest of them. So then we have blurred textures, which is progressing, which sounds good. Our work is still ongoing to understand and build process that ensure Train Sim releases all run at the high visual quality you expect across all platforms, and recent Train Sim 6 releases have proven that our current progress is showing positive results. I mean, I still get blurred textures now and again, not as bad, but the fact that they're still progressing on it is good. So the status is we're currently working with key developers and third-party specialists to help build documentation and guides to support the entire development program and ensure that all our content is optimized as much as possible. Right, I see. So we then get patches and updates. So there was one for May 5th, 2026, which was the Great Western Express. The GW 2017 timetable should show the correct duration of services, and Riviera Line fixed running on fume scenario asks the players to take off the fuel cap on the wrong side of the train, so that's fit for PC only. Upcoming updates, the next large updates we're planning towards the end of the month will contain a selection of updates to core and add-ons, whilst at the moment we're reviewing and testing, so can't provide a definitive list of updates. We're looking at focusing on our German content. So we've got add-ons manager and loading time improvements, memory and optimization improvements, the DBBR 145 Expert, DBBR 147, Stuttgart to Heilbronn, Dresden to Leipzig, Frankfurt S-Bahn and Frankfurt Fulda. We also expect to release a smaller update this month that focuses on Stamford. Okay, so that is pretty good. Sounds like we've got quite a few patches coming, which is great. We then move to the community corner. So tier 1 for the May 2026 decal is learning on the job, gain 25,000 XP, what may come, complete 2 scenarios. Tier 2 for the USA spring poster, write as a morning in May, drive 250 miles, 402 kilometers, more work, complete 10 timetables, and I'm not moving from the seat, complete a timetabled service without walking. Interesting. Okay, so here we come to the end of the video with my final thoughts. So, my final thoughts on the May roadmap is this is a really good roadmap. Not the best ones that we've had yet. We're obviously getting quite a lot of third-party content. We're also getting a lot of stuff that is being worked on in the background, including optimizations and blurry textures. And of course, the GBR 802 was already released, so nothing to really talk about on that one. But I am really looking forward to quite a few DLC. So what I've got here is I'm looking forward to, excuse me, West Coast Main Line, Trent Valley from All About Simulations. I mean, why not? Thames Valley branches from Incredible Trains. I'm intrigued. I am actually intrigued with that. To Dime Line from Union Workshop. Yes, I am still truly excited for this because obviously it's featuring a new country and I'm really interested in this DLC. I've been following it for a while now. Obviously, West Coast Mainline Crew to Preston. I mean, I've been excited for this for ages. It's another 80s route. I really like the 80s routes. Of course, the Cumbrian Coastline for Carlisle to Whitehaven from Just Trains as well. I mean, first time we'll be able to go south of Carlisle that isn't towards Penrith. You know what I mean? And of course, the Malmö extension from Incredible Trains, including At the bottom of the list, the Freightliner BR Class 70 from All Aboard Studios. So what I want to say is, if it doesn't make the list for me, I'm either slightly interested or I do not plan to get the route or DLC. That could change. I'm not entirely sure. It's just depending on what I think as well, including, making sure I've got enough for DLCs and stuff like that. But yeah, this is basically the stuff that I'm excited for. Okay, and that is the end of today's video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you did find this helpful, please do make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. Leave a like, and I will see you all in the next video. But until then, see you all later.